All right, guys, we're going to go through how to input the rent roll into the rent unit mix tab today. This is a pretty straightforward tab, as there's really only 5 categories of information that you need to input information in. That is unit type, total number of units, unit square footage, monthly actual rent, and then the market rent. The easiest way to do this is to use a summary of the rent roll, and a lot of the times the property's OM or offering memorandum will have one of those already done for you. But in the case that it is not done, you'll have to kind of create that on your own, just using the rent roll, which is pretty easy, but can take a little bit of time. So let's go ahead and pull up our rent roll. Now, for our summary, there's a lot of information on this rent roll that we don't necessarily need. This rent roll includes insurance. Below you'll see pet fees and some other fees that create a total. So we'll want to remove that just to make our lives easier. So going through, the best thing to do is just delete these tabs or rows. And so you'll start getting these rent numbers, and I'll just make it a little bit cleaner for you. The second thing you'll see here over the unit type, they don't necessarily say 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, but rather a code. So the next thing that we'll have to do is go ahead and figure out what these codes stand for. So I went online and actually found from the property website that B2, A1, A2 all stand for different units. This one is actually a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom townhouse. So you want to go through and change all of those. And it'll look something similar to this when you're done with it. You'll see here, there's no longer the codes. And then we have nothing here, but the rent and the vacant units are empty. In order to kind of make this a little bit even easier, for what I did is I actually then sorted all of this information by the unit square feet, so that I have a nice, clean, organized rent roll to then create a summary off of. So you'll see here, I now have all of the unit types, the unit square footage together, market rent, and actual rent here. And it just goes. So there's a lot of information that we took off of, especially when you're looking at 200 plus units. And then I went ahead and just created a summary. Now, I used just the unit types here, the amount of units, and again, we broke it up by unit square foot, so we're looking at the same unit. And then I took the average market rent and then the actual market rent. This is pretty easy. The best thing here is to just use the Excel average formula by going here, and you're going to want to take all of the 1 bedroom, 1 bath units that have 704 square feet. Here we go. And that gives you your average market rent. Then we're just going to input this back into our template. So the best thing to do is just copy and paste. Now, the tricky thing here is on your paste options. The best thing to do is when formats don't match up, as you can see here, it changes it from the highlight and font. You'll want to use this paste values only. And we'll just go through and input all of the information into our template. That was our market rent, and then we will put our actuals in here. And there we have it. You have successfully implemented a summary rent roll into the rent unit mix tab. One of the great things about this tab is this average rental increase. It's a great way to kind of get a quick premium number and actually verify if the premiums the OM is reporting is accurate, or if you need to dive into a little bit more information.